Debrief and the Medical Learner, the powerful impact of effective listening. As we transition into the new learner-centered style of debrief, we need to begin practicing the art of listening. This short video will give you some good tools. Has this ever happened to you? You're trying to convey something important to someone, and they are obviously distracted. Maybe you get some empty ahas or some disengaged mm-hms, or maybe you notice that they're on their phone or staring out the window. This is called avoidance listening. Or can you recall a conversation in which the other person was clearly only interested in presenting their own viewpoint? They listen only to set up their next point and have no interest in learning from you. They are not open in the least to changing their viewpoint. Every exchange is simply a point-counterpoint. This is called defensive listening. And finally, have you ever just wanted to be heard, to have a shoulder to cry on or a compassionate observer, but instead the other person launches into full-on problem-solving mode? This is called problem-solving listening. As you probably know from being on the receiving end of these types of listening, you know that these don't leave you feeling heard, feeling connected, or feeling satisfied. Connected listening creates quite a different experience, and it's what we all crave. This is the highest form of listening. You're committed to understanding what you're hearing and to establish genuine rapport. If you haven't learned something, then you haven't truly listened. So how do we listen in a connected way? By being here now. So how do we get into the listening zone? Set everything else aside, including your own ideas and agendas. Do not multitask. Think of your next response or be off in another mental space. Think of each interaction as opening a new blank page. Have beginner's mind. Don't have any assumptions. Don't infer things, and don't have an agenda. Feel your commitment to understanding their point of view. Repeat back to them what you think they have said to verify. Lean in. Be present and engaged, allowing your body language to reflect your attention to the conversation. Effective listening is a key component to a good debrief. Listen like a partner, not a critic. This is a very different perspective to come from. Effective listening is a fully involved experience that takes our wholehearted attention. It is looking, hearing, and feeling into another's perspective and learning from it. Again, you have to set your own agenda out of the way. And it's not that you can't make your points. You absolutely can. But it is more likely to arise organically from what they bring to the table as their concerns. You also want to respond to underlying meaning, not just surface level words. Listen to what is said, and also listen to what is unsaid, because that could give you clues to a real issue. As an example, did something significant happen during your time together that they're not talking about? Is it the proverbial elephant in the room that they're avoiding? If so, that's interesting. You could investigate that. Also, investigate how is it being said. Are their vocals, body language, and facial expressions matching their words? Have you ever seen someone say how angry they are, but yet they're laughing or smiling while they say it? There's a mismatch there, so it's interesting to find out what's going on. There are many core components to use effective listening for a great debrief. First, the SP steps completely out of their role as the patient and becomes a trained facilitator, creating a safe environment. Have the spirit of hold the learner in high regard, because no learner walks in the room intending to offend or hurt you. Have empathetic curiosity of the other's experience. Learning about oneself can be joyful and buoyant when non-judgmental listening is employed. This is a much different environment or energy than walking into the principal's office or feeling scared about hearing what someone has to say about your behavior. Again, have no agenda. Allow the learner to lead by asking really great questions about their experience. Use yes and to affirm their experience, even if it differs from your own. You can still both have your points of view, but theirs is valid and yours is valid. When you do respond, be specific about facts, behaviors, and processes, not opinions or assumptions. And finally, offer a path to progress. How could they have done it differently? Allow them to come up with answers and solutions, and if they're stuck, offer suggestions. In conclusion, effective listening is a key part of facilitating an effective and buoyant debrief. It allows the learner to be open and self-reflect on their interaction with you and learn from it. Done correctly, connected and active listening can create a safe space for truly transformative learning. Thank you. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation and have learned a lot.